Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing great. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 6 mini DIYs. Now all of these DIYs I tend to make a lot on my channel, but this time around I thought it'd be cool to make all of them in miniature version. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, and if you could maybe click that subscribe button, that would be so awesome. I also posted a new video over on my second channel where I mixed all of my slimes together. So in case you guys haven't seen that video, I will leave a link for it down below. With that all being said, let me know in the comments down below which DIY was your favorite. And without any further ado, let's get right into today's video. Okay guys, so for the first DIY, I'm going to be making a mini lip gloss. So for this, you're going to need a lip gloss container. I got this from Amazon and I will leave a link for it down below. What you want to do next is take some aluminum foil and cover the lid portion. So wherever we're going to use polymer clay, you want to cover that area with aluminum foil. That way you will be able to bake the clay separately because you cannot put this lip gloss container in the oven because it is plastic and it will melt. Now using some polymer clay, I'm going to start making a really adorable bunny. Honestly you guys, this was so easy to make and I just think it's the cutest thing ever. So now I'm just gonna make the little ears for it. By the way, if you're wondering what brand of clay I use Sculpey 3 polymer clay, and honestly it is great for beginners. If you're just starting out with clay, this is the brand you should use because it is really easy to mold. Anyway, now I'm going to make a little bow for our bunny here. So I made like 2 little pink balls and I'm going to kind of like blend them together. Now you should be able to really easily twist the container out like I'm doing over here. And now you can let that bake in the oven. Once it was completely cooled down, I went ahead and I took out the aluminum foil. It does come off very easily once the clay is baked. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some E6000 glue and glue it onto the tube like so. By the way, I ended up using this like gold container because I thought it would look better. And now I'm just going to go in with some acrylic paint and add in the details for the bunny. So I'm making the bunny face and oh my gosh, I really love how this turned out. Honestly, I'm just obsessed with bunnies, so there we go. Now for the lip gloss, you will need 1 tablespoon of petroleum jelly, a 4th teaspoon of shea butter, and a little bit of coconut oil, and you want to melt that in the microwave or on a double boiler. This is completely optional, but once it's melted, you can add a little bit of like lipstick inside to give it some color. And yeah, now I'm just gonna fill the container with some lip gloss. And here is the completed bunny lip gloss. For the next DIY, I'm going to be making a mini squishy. So I'm going to be using memory foam. You can also use like a makeup sponge or a kitchen sponge. And what I'm going to do is trace out a circle and start cutting it. So you want to cut it little by little. Honestly, because we are making a mini squishy, it is very easy to mess this up. So go very slow on it. And I am making like a bun shape, so you want it to be flat at the bottom and then like more of a dome at the top. Once you're happy with the shape, you can go in with some chalk pastel and start shading your bun. So I used this like brown shade that I had and I really lightly started to like shade it and I gradually kind of built the color. Now I'm going to go in and add in a cute face using some fabric paint. You can also use acrylic paint for this. And here is the completed mini squishy. For the next DIY, I'm going to be making an octopus charm. If you guys watch my second channel, you guys may have seen that I cut my octopus squishy. So this is kind of like for that squishy that I had to cut in that video, so that's why I decided to make this. So I rolled out a snake of clay and I cut that in 8 equal pieces. Then I went ahead and I made those into little balls, and I'm going to attach all of those together like I'm doing here, and then I'm just going to put the octopus body on top of it. To turn this into a charm, I'm going to insert my eye pin and let this bake in the oven. Once the charm was completely cooled down, I went in with some acrylic paint and I added in the face. Now the face isn't really the same like it was on my squishy. I decided to kind of change it up a little bit. And the final step is to glaze your charm. And here is the completed octopus charm. For the fourth DIY, I'm going to be making some mini slime. If you watch my second channel, you guys may already know that I have an obsession with making mini slime. So I have a wide straw that I got from Amazon and I cut a piece of that. This is going to be our container. On a piece of parchment paper, I took some hot glue and I'm kind of spreading it out like so. And then I'm going to put the straw on top so that I can seal the bottom of it. You want to let this dry, and once it's dry, you can really easily peel the glue off from the parchment paper and the straw like I'm doing right over here. So far, this is what it looks like, and now we're going to make the lid for our container. I have some craft foam over here, and I'm going to take the straw and I'm going to trace out a circle and cut that out. This is when it's going to be kind of hard for me to explain, but you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I cut a really thin piece of the straw. I'm going to cut that like so, and I'm going to re-glue it so that it's kind of smaller in diameter than the actual container that I have. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you look at what I'm doing, it does make a lot of sense. So I'm going to glue that on top of the foam piece. So we now have the lid for our container, and I'm going to add in a cute face. So you don't really have to do this. This is completely optional, but I just think adding in a face makes it so much better. Anyway, now to make the mini slime. So I'm using like everything miniature here to make the slime because I thought it was going to look really cute. So I am going to add in some white glue, shaving cream, mix that in, add a little bit of blue food coloring, mix that in again, and then add in my activator. And here is the completed mini slime. For the next DIY, I'm making a little cookie plush. So I have some fabric here that I folded in half, and I'm going to trace out a circle. You can use any round object for this. To make sure that the fabric stays in place, I'm going to put a pearl pin, and then I'm going to roughly cut around the circle. Using a needle and some thread, I'm going to sew this down. So you do want to leave a little bit of a gap so that you can like flip it inside out later on. but right now I'm just going to sew it. I'm going to remove the pearl pin and flip it inside out. Now it is time to stuff this little plush. I am using some pillow stuffing, but you can also use like little cotton balls that you use to remove your nail polish. I think that would work just as fine. Once it's all filled, you can seal it with some hot glue. As per usual, I'm going to add in a cute face to this little plushie, and once that's done, I went in with some fabric paint and I'm going to add in the chocolate chips using some brown. These do not have to be like perfect, they can be big, small, however you like. And here is the completed DIY. For the final DIY, I'm going to be making a miniature notebook. I've already cut out a piece of paper and I'm going to fold that in half. These will be the pages for our notebook, so you will need several of these, and I'm going to gather them all together like so, and I'm going to leave that aside. To make our notebook cover, I'm going to use some cardstock. What I did is I took one of the pages of the notebook and I'm kind of using that as a guide on how big the cover should be. Once I've measured that all down, I'm going to cut it out. You of course want to fold that in half, and then I'm going to put the pages inside the notebook cover. I have my stapler here and I'm going to staple it down from the middle like I'm doing over here. And you now basically have your mini notebook, which you can decorate however you like. I'm doing a milk carton design, so I just went ahead with some markers and I'm just designing it how I want. And there is the completed miniature notebook, and that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below which DIY was your favorite. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video.